Hello, my wonderful Aries. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing amazing. In today's video, I will be tapping into the energies of your love life. So it's going to be your general love reading for the week here. So pretty much whatever comes out for you guys. Okay, guys, so we have burned the bridge, final goodbye, unrepairable, no way back. This card is kind of reminding me of the Five of Pentacles in tarot, where someone could feel like an outsider in your life. It could be someone who is missing you, but also feeling like there's nothing they can do about this separation, or there's no way back into your life or having access to you. Okay, and then bottom of the deck, guys, we have fake apology, manipulative guilt, no real change, gaslight again. There's something to do with a behavioral pattern here. You may find that someone is very good with their words, or they have a way of making things up to you, but you're realizing, a behavioral pattern, or how this person acts towards you is something that you're, not okay with. It's like, even if it's making something up to you or apologizing after upsetting you, you don't really feel like it's coming from a genuine space. There's something here that you're questioning when it comes to this person's intentions. Okay. And it says final goodbye, unrepairable. So there could even be like a conflict or something that occurred as of recently that was very severe, where this person feels like there's no coming back from that, or they don't know how to reverse the effects of what has occurred. Okay. So we have the Fool card on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Nine of Wands. You could have this person blocked, or it's someone who's having a very difficult time getting through to you. Because with the Fool card, that could be like someone who feels like they impulsively want to do something like reach out or take a leap of faith towards you. But with the Nine of Wands, there's a very guarded energy, or it's someone who feels like you've set very clear boundaries here. Okay. I'm going to start off by seeing how you are being viewed this week. The Six of Cups, yeah. Someone who's missing you, but they also feel like an outsider in your life, like they can't have access to you again, or you have been very upfront about your boundaries here, or not wanting to connect with this person. So they're, reminded of the past that you guys shared together. This could be a very nostalgic energy also. This could be someone that you have known since childhood, or there's just a large history between the both of you where, again, they're reminded of you, they're missing you, they're feeling very nostalgic, but they also feel very stuck in their thoughts and emotions. More specifically, their emotions are what is causing them to feel very stuck. Okay, we have the Seven of Cups and the Four of Swords in the challenge position. Someone who feels very emotionally confused. They may feel bombarded by so many different emotions and thoughts, but I also feel like they're viewing the connection as there were a lot of mixed signals between the both of you. Right? And with the Seven of Cups and the Four of Swords, I strongly feel like it's someone who feels very, very restless. Like they could be trying to heal, or trying to let go, or trying to, prioritize their healing or rest. But that is something that they're struggling with, hence why those two cards are coming up in the challenge position. Some of you could be dealing with a Scorpio. But as they're trying to figure you out, it's only resulting in them feeling more confused. This person could also have regret for keeping their options open, so not really making a decision to fully commit when they had the chance to. someone who is being very indecisive, because the Seven of Cups could also touch on someone who's like keeping their options open, right? Or someone who's not wanting to, pretty much put all their eggs in one basket. But if the opposing party is ready for that, of course, it's going to result in hurt, or someone not feeling content. So how are you viewing them? The Two of Pentacles, someone who's indecisive. You're viewing this person as, I think that they don't know what they want. The Two of Pentacles, if it's not about just viewing them as not knowing what they want, you could be aware of this person juggling. You could be aware of this person connecting with others while connecting with you. And even if that's something that you guys agreed on, as emotions, started to develop and you wanted something more, that could also be the very reason why you wanted to disconnect here. Now, this is very specific, guys, so only take it if it resonates, but intuitively I'm picking up on an energy where someone who was connecting with you, yes, but when things were not running smoothly between the both of you, there could be someone else that they would return to, like a past lover, or maybe someone else that was in the picture. That's very specific, so only take it if it resonates, but I am picking up on that intuitively. And you may feel like, if there's a back and forth energy, or you're constantly returning to something or someone else, then I can't, trust you, because you are viewing them as someone who's juggling in a very back and forth energy. And really, for some of you, you feel they're a very confused individual, or they don't know what they want, or at least that's what you're able to, or that's the conclusion you're coming to based off of their actions. I mean, they could be telling you something completely different, but I think that you're making this judgment based off of how they have, treated you. So we have the Ace of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles in your feelings. Clarity on a commitment is what I see. I feel like for some of you, it's realizing maybe why a commitment couldn't get off the ground here. But for others of you, with the Ace of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles, that could be you really acknowledging, yes, your emotions towards this person, but also understanding why there was a lack of stability. So not is it always going to be that this was someone who was committed, but maybe for some of you, there's something in their life that required their attention where it caused you to feel very neglected here. What I see is you're receiving clarity on a commitment, whether it's why it could not occur, or whether it's something, even if you were in a commitment with this person, there could be a pattern or something that would constantly happen between the both of you that caused this disconnect here. And as I opened the spread, I did touch on, a behavioral trait, or like a behavioral pattern that you're acknowledging that you're not fond of. So we have the Four of Wands and the Seven of Swords. This could be someone who stepped out on a connection here. You're viewing them to be, yes, it's someone that you don't trust, but you may feel that they are very sneaky, right? The Seven of Swords could be strategic behavior or sneaky behavior where you're doing something behind, someone's back and you're not really being upfront about it. So for some of you, it's not just that this person was dishonest with you, it's the fact that they weren't able to take accountability for it. I mean, you could have brought something up to this person that you were able to figure out about them, but you may also be wondering, well, if I wasn't the one to bring it up, would they have actually told me? And that could just create, trust issues, or that is the reason why you currently are disconnected from this person. And the Four of Wands and the Seven of Swords could also be a connection, either A, with a lot of secrets, or B, it's a very discreet connection. So the connection between the both of you could have been a secret entirely, or it's someone who is connecting with you but keeping it under wraps, and maybe, it started to, raise questions for you, kind of like, okay, well, why does this feel like it's a secret? Right? Is there something else in your life that you're not wanting to, show me or communicate to me? But I definitely feel like you're viewing them in a very dishonest energy, possibly someone who wanted to like have their cake and eat it too. And the Four of Wands and the Seven of Swords could also be someone where you feel like when they communicate with you, they're not being upfront. Like there's always some sort of strategy involved in their communication, or you're constantly left wondering, where you sense that they have something up their sleeve. Okay, so we have the Two of Swords, clarifying the Seven of Cups, and the Seven of Wands. What's interesting with the Seven of Cups and the Two of Swords, guys, is like this is someone who's not seeing something clearly. This could be a week where there are a lot of illusions that are coming to mind for this person, or there are some sort of illusions they're having a hard time seeing past. Two of Swords specifically could be when you're in a state of denial. So if they're picking and choosing what they want to see, that could be the reason why it feels like they're having a hard time seeing past illusions. For others of you, it's thinking about the scenario and maybe the reality of the situation seems very different in their mind than maybe how it feels to you, or just, the reality of the situation as it is. Seven of Wands could be a bit of a defensive energy, right? And it is coming up in the challenge position. So I can't help but wonder with the Two of Swords and the Seven of Wands that someone who feels embarrassed or guilty for their actions, but they don't want to take accountability for it. And then when you have the Seven of Wands, it could also be, standing your ground, right? So, like, there may be something that they disagree with or something that they're not fond of, but I don't see that they feel comfortable enough to admit to it. There could even be something that causes them to feel very, very defensive. Like, for example, right? Um, just as a generic example, if you were to bring up some form of dishonesty to this person, you may feel like they're either trying to avoid speaking about it, or they're trying to justify what happened, where they're almost downplaying, the situation or the dishonesty. So it's not someone who's just saying, you know what, yes, I messed up, or yes, I was dishonest, and, taking accountability for it. Instead, they could result in this or go into defensive mode. And maybe that's, like a coping mechanism for them, or that's something that they struggle with, like being open. So we have the Sun card in their feelings. Some of you could be dealing with the Leo and the Ten of Cups, realizing what they could have had here. What's interesting to me, Aries, is like this is someone who feels like you make them very happy, but there's a very avoidant energy. So, like, they're thinking about what they could have had. They're acknowledging that they feel very connected to you. But in the challenge position, what I see is someone who's having a hard time owning up to something. And what's interesting is they feel guilty for it, but they're not wanting to communicate it, even if it's specifically this week. We have the Hermit, Virgo energy, and the King of Wands. They're thinking about you in a period of solitude. They're constantly reminded of you. I think that, yes, there are emotions here, but there's also a lot of passion and attraction. They feel this magnetic pull towards you. So it's a heavy fixation on you this week, I will say that. But they're viewing you as someone who's very determined to stand by what you've communicated, whether it be boundaries, whether it be letting this person know that you don't want to connect with them unless they're willing to be open or honest with you or admit to something. And again, guys, like intuitively, I'm picking up on someone who does feel sorry or does feel very guilty, but I also feel like they're very, very defensive. Whether it's something that they were dishonest about is like a very touchy subject, or there's a lot of embarrassment or guilt where it's like, I don't want to speak about that. Despite that, there's a heavy fixation on you. This could be someone who's not speaking to you with the Hermit card or in a period of solitude, but King of Wands is your energy. So they're still thinking about you quite a bit here. They could be keeping tabs on you as well. But I also feel like something that you communicated, they did not expect it. It could have been very blunt. It could have been very direct. And maybe they did not expect you to communicate it in that manner. Or maybe they did not expect you to communicate something to them at all, right? Like bring up some sort of dishonesty. It's almost like a shock factor here that I'm sensing. Okay, so we have the Two of Wands followed by the Queen of Wands in the potential outcome. Watching you from a distance, hoping that, they could reconnect with you here, because the Two of Wands could even be someone who is, curating some sort of a plan to reach out here. But I feel like the distance may continue prior to this person, connecting with you. What's the Two of Wands? Two of Cups? Yeah. Queen of Wands, Queen of Pentacles. This person, like, they still have emotions for you. They still feel very connected to you with the Two of Cups. And the Queen of Pentacles is usually when someone's viewing you as their version of an ideal partner. I think that this person wants to reconnect with you, wants to do things differently. But the block that I see here, Aries, is, for example, again, this is all about perspective. If this is just about a reconciliation, Four of Wands, Two of Cups, just coming together and starting on a new page, then it would be your desired outcome. But if your desired outcome is someone who's going to take accountability and own up to what has been said and what has been done, I think that's where you're going to feel, that they're having trouble doing that. And it's not because they're not acknowledging it. It's because there's discomfort with speaking about it. That's what I'm specifically getting. And you're aware of what they were dishonest about, because the Seven of Swords, we have it in your feelings, and we have the Ace of Swords, right? So it's some sort of truth that was brought to light or something you figured out about this person, even if it wasn't directly through them. Okay, so let's see what they want to communicate. It says, we both know I am not the one for you. So there could be a level of shame that this person feels. Maybe they're acknowledging that they feel very connected to you, but they were also dishonest or trying to keep something else under wraps. I am not available. So for some of you, I did say Ace of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles is clarity on a commitment. So if it's not the commitment between the both of you, was this person committed elsewhere, or is it just someone who was giving their attention to someone else? I compare others to you. You have someone here who feels like they want what they can't have. They're acknowledging how they feel towards you, but they're also accepting that they've been dishonest here. And their dishonesty is not something that they're trying to unpack, at least not in the current moment. And then it says, I remember every detail of that day. Bottom of the deck, I saved your texts and messages. Okay. So that is what I'm getting for you guys this week. I really do hope you were able to find a message that resonated with you here today. And thank you so much for your time.